around my neck.
Yeah,
right?
no, and then I put one on here so that the camera guy can see, and then we
And I'm
just...
thinking, it actually wasn't a smooth.
No,
It was
what's
actually
that? Yeah, was
a
actually
kiss,
a
right?
kiss. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Before we start, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you can be notified whenever we upload new videos. So, just a reminder, love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it holds no record of wrong.
It does not delight in evil, but rejoices in the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always perseveres. And above all, love never fails.
So, today we will be sharing with you about our wedding day. Before I go any further, let me hand you over to my beautiful wife, who will start the ball kicking.
Yes, guys, so it all began on the 29th of April 2017.
Oh, and guys, please don't ever forget your anniversary and your wife's birthday.
Don't worry, he never forgot it. Anyway, I don't think he forgot it.
Never.
Nah, he never did. Anyway, so it all began at that time. I remember waking up being quite nervous. I was in like a mixture of a lot of emotions, happy, excited. I can't remember being fearful. No, I wasn't fearful, but a bit sad because I'm leaving my mom's home officially. So I was in a mixture of a lot of emotions, and I remember waking up to some lovely breakfast that my mom made, preparing me for the day ahead. And it was about 9 o'clock that morning. I went to have my makeup done for the first time professionally by a makeup artist. Shout out Sector from Linden, yes. And it was really nice. I mean, it was my first time wearing eyelashes and all those kind of things. It was like a really fun moment for me. And it was myself, my sister, and one of my bridesmaids there. So, I was taking everything easy, enjoying the little makeup on my face. I remember when it was finished, I was like, wow, who is this person? Right? But it was really good. And before I continue though, our wedding was scheduled to start at 1 p.m. However, my makeup was finished like approximately 11:30 in the morning. My fingernails and toenails were finished at 9:04. Anyway, so when my makeup was finished at 11:30, of course, I went back home, and my sister, who was the matron of honor, she dressed me. And it was such a surreal moment because first time you putting on your wedding dress, the accessories. It was so beautiful. I could recall when my sister was finished dressing me, she looked at me and she started crying. She's like, Giovanna, look at you. Right? It was so sweet, like tears just started flowing. I'm like, Giovanna, look at you. And I started feeling all emotional and everything. And so that happened, and at note 2 I was finished at directly 1 p.m. So if I were to leave at that set time, I would have arrived at the church maybe 1:15. So I predicted that I would have been 15 minutes late. Right? However, my transportation took a very long time to arrive, and fast forward a bit, I eventually reached at the church at 4 o'clock. Jeffrey, you take it from here.
So, my day started, I woke up approximately around 4:30 a.m. in the morning. I was excited, I was happy, I could not wait to, marry this beautiful young lady here. It was like a dream come true, and I was really excited about that day. I had an appointment set for 7 a.m. in the morning to head to the barbershop, and I was on time. I think I was at the shop for the first time at 6:30, and I went and shout out to the professor in Linden, and by the way, is a female barber.
Yeah.
And she did an excellent job. She always do an excellent job on my hair. So, after I was finished here, it was approximately around 9 a.m. So I went home, and from my experience, because I am a wedding photographer, I decided to eat, right? I ate from around 9 to about 10. I just keep eating every single thing. Because remember, I don't want to be eating the wedding night because I get things to look after, right? I get things to do. I wanted full energy. So I started getting dressed around 11 a.m. that day. And, I was happy because that was the first time I was actually putting on my suit, right? So everything was on par. My mom was there, making sure that her son looked sharp, right? I had my brother helping. I had my next brother helping. I had my sister there. I had the full family support, and everybody was positive. It was positive vibes.
Yeah.
Right? Music was playing loud, and I love music. I don't know up to this day why is it I can't sing, but I love music.
He loves
Right?
music more than me.
Right? I love music. So, after getting ready around 12 p.m., I was ready to head to the church for one. And I decided to pass by Giovanna's house, he's gonna blow the horn, and I passed and I blew there around 12:15. Me and my dad passed, and then we head to the church because I wanted to be an early groom, right? And I
Is
went.
there any late groom though?
Well, I from experience, yes, they
They
are.
are. Oh yeah, yeah, indeed.
So I wanted to be an early groom, and I went to the church around. I reached at the church around 12:30. And I went up. I took my walk down the aisle with my dad. Honoring that moment because
Aw.
remember it's my day too, right? It's not Giovanna alone. I walk down the aisle. I have to walk down too. So I went and I sat in front. Me and my dad there, we were talking. He was advising me, don't be nervous, don't catch cold feet. Just be happy. Don't let anything spoil your day, right? So 1:45 reach. No sign of Giovanna, no sign of the pastor. 1 o'clock reach. No sign of Giovanna. Right?
Remember I said
1:30 reach.
my transportation took a while to
No
come.
sign of Giovanna. 2 o'clock reach. No sign of Giovanna. So I was waiting. I went on the veranda, I went and sit down. And then I went to the back of the church, just to get some water. Right?
Is that word that I'm not going to show up?
Then, one of the usher came to me and said, the wedding time changed to 3 o'clock. Right? And I was like, what? The wedding is scheduled to start at 1. Right? And, after I called Giovanna, she explained why. I said, there's nothing to be done. Okay, no problem. So I went and I told my dad. My dad was a bit aggravated because, he was up helping me all the time and he was getting tired. But anyway, as he said petty stuff, and he also wanted to remain positive and tell me don't get frustrated. You just stay happy and just remember that this day is an important day in your life. Right? Then, Giovanna had some friends there. Our friends decided to call me and said, yeah, still getting married today? I was so upset when they asked me that question, but you have to put on a smile. Yes, Giovanna is coming. Right? And then I just went back outside and I, continued to take a breather and continue to relax. And then, my brother popped up and he brought food for me, so I went to eat again. Right? And, after with the waiting and everything, finally I heard the horn blowing, Giovanna has arrived,
Yes.
the bride is coming, and I was super excited and a bit frustrated at the same time. But I had to keep a positive mentality because remember this day is very important and we have to make the best of it, right? So there would be challenges on the wedding day, but it's your choice whether you choose to let it make you depressed or you choose to enjoy your day to the fullest,
Yeah.
right? So I will let my wife continue now.
Yes, there's a saying in Guyana that the brides are usually late, and I want to prove that statement wrong. So I tried everything to finish for 1 o'clock or two, so I can reach at the church for one. However, I predicted that I would have just been 15 minutes late. So for the future brides, sometimes you of course it's everyone's desire to have the perfect wedding, everything to be on time and so, but not all the time it works out that way. I was ready for one, but my transportation took a while and I ended up being 3 hours late. So sometimes you why are you laughing? So sometimes you might approach it with every hope that it's going to start on time, but sometimes it don't end up being that way because there's always some hiccup, always some hiccup. And I'm sure Geoffrey can attest to that too, because he being a wedding photographer, he sees, no matter how many brides and the family tries to have the wedding done on time, something always comes up.
Well, to be honest, right, I totally don't agree with our statement. I believe that literally most brides that I do at wedding, they're always late.
Yeah,
Right?
but I was early.
Out of 100, if I'm going to grade, like, generally out of all the weddings I do, like, like I said, 90% of the brides are usually late. And even for those that, try to finish on time, some family member or someone among them will say, oh, bride always late, wait, right? So that is the usual saying when it comes to bride being late. So
Anyway, I tried everything I could, to be on time, but because of certain circumstances, I could not have been early for my wedding. However, that wasn't the major thing. Anyway, so right back to it, I remember arriving at 4 o'clock. Whew, I'm at the church. I'm going to see Geoffrey in a few moments. I'm all excited, like I don't know what to do. The bridal party were there, preparing the arch and the setting for the entrance of the bride. And I entered into the church building with all excitement, the mixed emotions and so forth. And I remember reaching the stair top, and I glanced at Geoffrey. I was like, oh. At that moment, to be honest, like I didn't know who were in that congregation other than Geoffrey. I can't say I can't say if my friends were there or a particular family member was there. I can't say. At that point it was just me and Geoffrey, and I can remember the song being played by the great Luther Vandross. Love, soft as an easy chair, love, fresh as the morning air, one love that is shared by two, yeah. It was so nice, and I walked down the aisle, trembling like a leaf. Just staring at Geoffrey. Geoffrey had this sweet, like the same smile, just looking at me in awe, and it was like, I'm coming down there, he looking at me, and that moment was just me and Geoffrey. Yes, honey, I'm coming to you. I'm coming to you. The day's finally here, and we're going to be married in a few. And, and I reached the altar. Then I held his hand. And don't ask, it was very cold. His hand was very cold. And then, the pastor took over the ceremony. But before he took over, I think we had a worship session.
yeah, we had a
Right?
worship
And the
session.
worship session was really nice. The presence of God was there. And then the pastor took over to go through the ceremony.
So now when she arrived at the church, for me, I was at the stairs, at the altar, waiting, and I was so happy and upset. But to be honest with you guys, right, someone was saying you can't look back, you can't look back. I fast back, so I look back. Right? I look back and when I saw Giovanna, I was like, ooh, baby. Yeah. Right? Giovanna looked so pretty. It was like I saw an angel coming down, she was like, wow, she was like that beautiful, right? And I was like, when I saw her coming down that aisle, I was like thinking, all this hard work, and finally you get your bride coming down. This woman will be called bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. She will be called wife, right? And I was like so happy, and same time something flew in my eyes, right? But
Right.
something flew in my eyes, and a bit of water dropped, right? And it was like, it for me, it felt good because I finally get the opportunity to marry the woman that I really, really love. And I was so excited. And one of the things that I felt happy about is that when I saw Giovanna coming down, she was untouched. Her body was untouched by me, right? And I was really, really happy about that because one of the things that I am really serious in is purity, right? And that was like one of the things I was happy about, that she could be able to testify that, she kept herself.
Yeah.
Right?
I thought he kept himself too.
Right? I was really, really happy. I even thinking back about it, when I saw Giovanna, I honestly thought it was 1 o'clock. Right? I forget everything that, this wedding started late because, I was so happy, I waited, and even looking at it, 2012 we broke up, I waited for 3 years. Right? At the wedding day I waited for 3 hours. Right? So
there's something prophetic about that.
That 3 hours, right? So, and that was it up to when she came to the altar. She mentioned earlier, after that we had worship. She said the presence of God was there, but the presence of God was through everything for us. The preparation, the commitment by others, the ones that helped even before, everything was filled with the presence of God. The love was there, right? And we were so happy for that process at that time.
Yes, and so when the pastor took over, it was the time for us to start exchanging vows and the rings and so on. Oh my. So,
Listen,
I remember.
Before she continue, the same thing that flew in my eyes flew in again on both sides.
But I'm going to give it in more details, right? So, we had to stand and approach the pastor, ready to exchange vows. I, Geoffrey, take Giovanna Ray Chester to be my lawfully wedded wife. Take Giovanna Ray Chester to be my Me might start crying. Me might couldn't even finish on the vows too smoothly. Me might start crying.
It was tears of joy.
You're not to have and to hold. To have and to hold. But of course, because we had to be looking at each other eye to eye. So because he started crying, water started coming down my eyes too. So it was a real surreal moment.
Wow, lie. Right, water was coming down our eyes even from before.
As his wife, to honor him, love him, and cherish him in adversity as well as in prosperity, and keep yourself unto him alone so long as you both shall live.
I will.
No,
I missed it.
don't have to do it the second time.
Right?
No. He
So-
started crying first and then I cried.
Right?
I'm usually a very strong person, so even if I want to cry, I know good how to hold it in.
Anyway.
So because he started, I couldn't control it.
The reason
tears came out.
The reason why I cried was actually because, when I look in Giovanna's eyes, I saw everything that I wanted in a wife. right? I saw the woman that I'm about to get married to, and for me, it was like, the word of God said that He chasing after those that He love, right? And I did chasing after Giovanna, right? And to know that she is at the altar with me, about to be my wife, it was like everything that I had planned to be a part of my world. It was like it was now coming together, right? So I was so happy for that moment.
I too, I was really happy. It was like, at that particular point, like everything is just in front of you and it was so real. And it's like, yo, it's finally here. Jeffrey is about to be my husband. It is, I was so happy. And then, we exchanged rings, we exchanged vows, and then the pastor, we did the legal signing, and then the pastor pronounced us husband and wife, Mr. and Mrs. Jeffrey LaRose, and everybody screamed up, how it usually goes. It was really nice, and then from there, we had a nice dance out, and so.
Before we go any farther, the part that most persons usually forget, we had to kiss.
Oh.
Right? Well, we kissed like professionals.
Actually,
right?
kind of practice it.
We did it like, she put her hands like here.
No, I know.
Put her hands like,
you put your hand around my neck.
Yeah,
right?
No, and then I put one hand here so that the camera guy can see it.
And I'm thinking, actually was not smooth.
Was actually a kiss. But we didn't do like, some persons when they put the hair, they do like. And we did it very good so that the camera guy could actually get a good photo of us, right?
Yeah.
So we were practicing in front of the mirror usually how to do it, right?
Yeah, so that was kind of weird for me because it was the first time I kissed Jeffrey in front of my parents, so I was kind of shy, but like, oh, the heck with that. He's my husband now, so.
Right?
Yeah.
So after we kissed, I know for me, right, we actually wanted to skip the reception, but we have to get through every single thing.
Cutting cake and
cutting cake and
stuff.
So we went and got a photo shoot done.
Yeah.
We had one of the best bridal party. They were very cooperative.
Yeah.
Each one of them smiled.
Yeah.
Right? Each one of them were there sharing their support.
Yeah.
And
sometimes there's some members of the bridal party who would usually give the bride and the groom a lot of stress.
Yeah, because they're tired
and
of
he sees a lot of that, in some of his weddings.
Right, so I'm really thankful for our bridal party. And our bridal party was, phenomenal. Those ladies look beautiful. The grooms look, everything was on par. They were very, very cooperative. Right? So the photographer did a really good job,
Fantastic.
I really appreciated his work and his effort. It was very, very good. So after the photo shoot was finished, note our photo shoot went into night. Yeah, because apparently the bride wasn't early at our wedding. Right? So we end up with
what are you gonna done with that, Jeffrey?
So we end up getting some really nice shoots, some of our photos came out in the night also, and then we head to the reception. After we went to the reception, persons were there waiting. Usually when you go to a reception, it is not totally full at first.
And here now, the reception was supposed to start at 4 on the dot.
Right, well, I will not go back into those details. Right? But we went to the reception, and when we went to the reception, it was packed.
Yeah.
Right? What I'm really grateful for is that our ceremony had a lot of persons. That was one of the things that I wanted at my wedding, because usually at wedding at the ceremony,
you would find, especially in Guyana, you would find that
few persons attend ceremony. So I was grateful that our wedding had a lot of persons at the ceremony. So when we went into the reception, the bridal party went in.
But before you continue, Jeffrey, I can recall, my family, they were tasked with looking after the decors for the reception. And I remember I couldn't get a glimpse of what it would have looked like. It was actually a surprise for me when we entered into the reception. It was, I'm actually seeing for the first time how they outdid themselves with the decoration, incorporating the color schemes and everything. It was really good.
Right. So after we went in, our parents greet us at the door.
Yeah.
Right. So they exit champagne and they march us in. You dance and you go in, and these things traditionally. So when we went to we chat our chair, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, note our MC was Levi
Levi
McCoy,
McCoy.
the same guy that was in Courtney with
Purpose Part 1. Yeah.
Right, and he was phenomenal. This guy
y'all
was...
need to hire him,
Hey,
trust me.
anytime you get a wedding and you're looking for
but
an MC,
contact Levi McCoy.
Right, he will tell you how to worship.
Yes.
Right, definitely, he
Yes.
would encourage you about your worship. Right. So, it was good, Our wedding reception was really, really nice. Everything stood out. There was nothing that was not special. Everything. Was special. Everything
the different
was
solo items, the poems,
everything.
It was the well wishes.
Everything
Really
was
good.
perfect. One of the things that stood out with my family is the way we called everybody name wrong that day.
Yeah, his aunt called me Shavana.
Shavana,
So,
right?
Jeffrey and Shavana, I just want to wish you all the best,
Right, so that was one of the things. My family, we usually call persons' name wrong because we know a lot of persons. So we can't remember everyone. It's something that we're working on.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that was definitely fun tonight.
Yeah.
I could recall as we went deep into the program, we went to, we stick cake.
Yeah.
We sang, Giovanna sang for me.
Yes. Oh, let me talk about that. So, in preparing for the wedding, I always wanted to surprise Jeffrey.
Just good to be true.
Man, wait,
Can't
no,
take
man,
my
wait.
eyes
Right?
off
I
you.
always wanted to surprise him with that song. So, my girl, she was researching for the perfect song to sing for Jeffrey on our wedding day, and I found one. What's the song name? I Need You, Baby, by Lauryn Hill. That song, can't remember the name. You're just what's the name of the song?
Yeah,
It
just
can't
too
be
good to be true.
You know the song. Comment below what's the name of the song. Anyway, so I plan to sing that. And I remember telling Levi, after this particular item, you're not going to introduce me. You're just going to hand the mic over to me, and you're going to start the track so I can start singing for Jeffrey. So that happened. And I started singing. Well, I don't know what were your thoughts when the track started playing and I had a mic in my hand. What you thought I was going to do?
Of course, I know she was going to sing.
You know it?
Yeah, it was obvious
Yeah,
to me, right? It was predictable that Giovanna would definitely sing because she's a singer. Only thing Giovanna could have done that night and surprised me was if she had said a poem or something different.
Oh well, okay,
right?
but I remember being very nervous. I mean, you can hear it in the clip in a few. I was very nervous. Like, I need you, baby. It is quite alright. I was so nervous. I don't know. I'm a very shy person, guys.
And you know
Very.
when she sang, for me it was like, yes, I need you, baby. You will get me tonight, baby. Right, so.
Love you, oh baby. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You treat I have too much. I wanna hold you so much. I don't let love pass me by. And I take it right out of life. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. I need you, baby, and if it's quite alright, I need you, baby. So on the lonely nights, I love you, baby. Trust in me when I say okay. Oh, pretty baby, don't let me down, I'll pray. Oh, pretty baby, don't let you hold me tight and let me love you. Oh, baby, let me love you, oh, baby. I need you, baby, and if it's quite alright, I need you, baby. So on the lonely nights, I love you, baby. Trust in me when I say okay. Oh, oh, baby, baby, don't let me down now, girl. Oh, pretty baby, no matter how you say, and let me love you. Oh, baby, let me love you, oh, baby, yeah.
After she sang, it was time for me to,
But how you felt though? Like, you never told me.
I felt it felt good, it felt great, your wife singing to you, I need you, baby.
That was the
Baby,
intention.
yeah, so baby was right there with you,
Yeah.
right? And then after that, I had to sing a song back to her now, right? And of course, when I sang, literally I had more cheers, right? It was like the crowd was on his feet, giving a standing ovation, right? It was like, wow, this guy could really, really sing.
I said you to be my backup vocalist. Around you somewhere, how can I live? I will love you. Give my heart to you, my life.
I had the crowd. The crowd was like, this dude could sing. I could recall, even some of the artists after came and asked me if I would like to do a collab with him. Right? And I was like, I would just ease. Right? So after 10 p.m., our wedding come to end. Right? We're closing off, now it's time for the most important part. To just stand up in front and pose. Right? And pose.
Every minute.
And pose. Right, so that's all you have to do, just keep smiling. Pose.
I have to be honest, at that
Pose.
time I was getting a bit tired.
Yeah, we were tired.
Get
Yeah.
down to business.
Right, so after we finished taking out the photographs, we went wrong. I went and get things to eat again. Well, actually not something to
They
eat.
should explain. They should explain.
I could recall, I think it's around minutes to 12. We left the reception
it was
hall.
late.
Right, and I could recall we reached the town like around
3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, 3 o'clock in the morning we reached the
Don't
town.
ask how I was tired.
Yeah, after we reached the town, the guy dropped us off at our apartment. And, after we went in the house, it was like my eyes were open bright,
We
sleep,
had to
everything
get down to
gone.
business.
Yeah, it was time, for action.
Action. So we have come to the end of this video. We would like to encourage you guys. It's important to remain happy on your wedding day. You should always maintain a smile upon your face. Trust me, you may have hiccups or little, mishap here and there, but it's important to remain happy. Just keep in your mind what is of most importance, and that is your union with each other. So I mean, you know, we had our little hiccups for our wedding. We had our little challenges, you know, the little lateness or what's not. But we didn't allow that to get under our skin, and you know, to be very frustrated during the ceremony, the reception, and so forth. So please don't allow different circumstances to get under your skin, and as a result, you end up being very frustrated, and your frustration shows in your videos and your photography, because next thing you know, years afterwards you look back at your pictures and you might be wondering, why is it my face was so sad, why is it I wasn't laughing. You know, you just don't allow certain situations to get a hold of you, right? Things will happen, but remember to stay happy, to stay smiling and be joyful, because at the end of the day it's about you and your partner, you know, being married, and it will be one of the best days of your life.
It's also important that you know that you set persons on the floor that could be responsible for certain things, like ensuring that you have a wedding planner on the floor that already have your vision and everything in place, like drinks, ensuring the drinks are there, the food are on time, so that persons won't have to be coming and whisper in your ears, oh, John being at this
Yeah.
is so, France being at this is so, right? So that you would, so that that wedding planner will be held responsible to ensure that everything go according to plan,
Yeah.
right? It's important also to avoid communicating too much with each other while the ceremony and the reception is going on, right?
Indeed.
A lot of weddings, you see persons usually when the wedding going on, the video is on them, the
Yeah.
photographer is trying to get a picture, and they're mostly focused on just them two alone,
Yeah.
right? And they will usually be like this,
Yeah, so you should just
whispering
cut out
in
the
each,
world. Yeah.
whispering in with each other ears. Remember, there will be a lifetime of that to do,
Yeah.
but it's just ensuring that you pay attention to when the persons are giving speech, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't want somebody to be giving speech at your wedding and you know, and you so soon to that person it might look like, oh, they're not paying attention to
Yeah.
what I'm saying, or it is not important, right? So you try your best to ensure that you know you pay attention, right? Next thing, plan your, when you're planning, ensure that your reception you restrict speeches, right? Avoid
Especially
persons,
if you have a
yeah,
time limit too. Yeah.
yeah, avoid persons talking too long, because you will end up losing interest.
Yeah.
Right? Keep your wedding as entertaining, especially your reception, as entertaining as possible, because remember, it is something that you guys would want to look back at
Yeah.
and enjoy.
Yeah.
Right? Your wedding day is supposed to be a day for both of you. A lot of times in planning weddings, right, on the wedding day, the guys be like, oh, I just want to make sure everything go according to our plans, and I just want this day before, you know, make her happy and everything. No, the day is for both groom
Yeah.
and bride, because both of you are making a commitment on that day, not the bride alone,
Yeah.
but both bride and groom. So it's important for both parties to play a significant part.
Yeah.
The next thing, surround yourself with positive people.
Yeah.
Right? If you have positive persons around you, it would definitely give you a positive wedding.
Yeah. Thank you for staying with us. Please don't forget to like, share, leave a comment below, and to subscribe. Just a reminder, it is not about pulling each other down, but it's about building each other up so we can continue to live in love, unity, and healthy relationships. So until next time, goodbye.